So, question then for you: has anyone ever brought this to your attention? Could we classify you as possibly the Godfather of Thrash, since you taught all these players?
I was just there.
A little bit of switch up, real quick. Word association with Joe Satriani. Okay. All right. So here we go. First one. 𝗧𝗹𝗸𝗶.
Force of nature. That's what I call him. The first time I found out about Phil was product videos on YouTube, right? I'm looking I'm trying to figure out what's this amp like, what's this, and all of a sudden I'm laughing. I'm watching this guy, I'm laughing, I'm blown away by the playing. But I just looking at him going, this guy is like on fire. He's just got, he's so funny, but he's shredding at the same time. He's killing me and he's making me laugh at the same time. And I'm thinking, one of these days I got to meet this guy. And we wind up on a festival in the Czech Republic at like some beer festival, you know, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago or something like that. And there he is. It's just, we're in like the artist cafeteria or something like that. I'm going, that's that guy. I got to go say hi to him, you know. And he was exactly like what the guy that I saw in the videos. He was like so funny, full of energy. And I didn't get to see him play that night because we were on different stages at different times. But he came on stage. He was a guest at the Orpheum shows in LA. And, you know, I said, look, just come on and just explode. Be the tornado of entertainment that you are, and we'll just step back. And that's exactly what he did. He was fantastic.
That's great. Yeah, he's one of the coolest people I've met. We did a giveaway with him last year. He came out to Nashville. We gave away a Explorer. And legitimately, you could just, one of those guys you could shoot the breeze with.
Yeah.
And just, you know, like you're just one of the bros.
Yeah.
It's great. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Love Phil. Great guy, the page too. Okay. Exodus.
Oh, wow. Of course. This this band, you know, I tell the story a lot to people about how when I was teaching guitar at this little guitar store in Berkeley, California, I, you know, reluctantly started teaching because I didn't want to do that anymore. I'd left New York, I didn't want to teach, just wanted to play. And but I noticed as I started teaching that there were a bunch of little kids, and I noticed a lot of the teenagers that are coming in, young teenagers as well, you know, like 13 to 18, they're all playing a new kind of rock. And some of them are good, you know. Rick Hunolt, he was really good. He was actually really good. Didn't know too much about what he was doing, but it didn't matter. He was like, he could really play. Alex Skolnick, Larry Lalonde, Kirk Hammett. It was like, wow, what are they up to? And I was in a sort of a power pop band at the time, and I remember I'd go back to rehearsals and I'd say, you know what, we're already old. It's like, we're like 22 years old, and it's like, it's over. This is like, I'm teaching these kids, and they've invented a new form of music, and it's going to take over. And Exodus was one of those bands, and that started it. They should get credit for it, you know.
So, question then for you: has anyone ever brought this to your attention? Could we classify you as possibly the Godfather of Thrash, since you taught all these players?
I was just there, you know. I often think, you know, a teacher has a responsibility not to influence the player. Maybe I'm just talking about guitar teachers, but I notice that because they want direction, but at the same time they're very young and impressionable, and you don't want them to copy your style, and you don't want them to abandon what they naturally want to express, right? Because they're, you know, they've got anger and frustration, they're happy, they've got all those things happening, and you don't want to get in the way of how they're going to express it, but you want to somehow teach them the language so that they understand how, you know, what scale goes with that emotion. And that's kind of like what I did. And it was interesting, like Kirk would come in and say, this is a rehearsal tape, we're working on the song, what key is this in? And it was brand new music. I mean, it was different than what other musicians had been doing the last 100 years. And I'd say, well, I'm not going to tell you what to play, but here, I'll tell you how to figure it out, and these are the choices, and then you just go do Kirk Hammett over that once you learn this stuff.
Wow.
And that really worked, because then I could hear Larry and Alex and Rick, and they all just became themselves. But they all picked up that sort of language that was taught to me by my high school music theory teacher.
Right.